What if everything you thought you knew about willpower was based on a fundamental misunderstanding? For decades, the Marshmallow test has been held up as the ultimate measure of self-control, a simple experiment predicting future success. But what if the original story was deeply flawed? Did you know the story goes much deeper than the famous studies from the 1980s? In fact, earlier follow-up studies from the 1970s revealed a fascinating and often overlooked truth. For many children who patiently waited, the original treats were no longer there, sometimes due to circumstances involving small creatures, rendering their patience unrewarded. This wasn't about their lack of discipline, it was about the unstable environment, and it gets even more nuanced. Cross-cultural studies from children in Samoa to Japan show vastly different approaches to what we perceive as delayed gratification, deeply rooted in their cultural values. Dr. Walter Mischel himself, the architect of the original test, admitted in his 2014 book, The Marshmallow Test, that the study was oversimplified, ignoring critical environmental factors like poverty and a child's trust in adults. The original test wasn't truly about willpower. It was about trust in the future, a future that often felt uncertain to many. But the really interesting part is coming up, where we'll challenge the very notion that delaying is always better. Could resisting every immediate urge actually hold you back? What if, in some situations, immediate gratification could be the smarter path? We often hear about the benefits of patience, but let's explore the present bias paradox. Behavioral economics shows us that people who strategically avoid short-term discomfort, like skipping a grueling workout or a restrictive diet, can sometimes succeed long-term by finding more sustainable paths. Think about it for a second. While compound interest is powerful, focusing solely on distant rewards can become a trap if it leads to burnout or resentment, making instant rewards like a much-needed vacation a crucial part of your long-term well-being. Consider the story of a Silicon Valley entrepreneur who, by traditional measures, might have failed the Marshmallow test. Yet, they built a thriving, highly successful company by prioritizing immediate collaboration and fostering trust, rather than rigidly adhering to self-control in every aspect. This suggests that the Marshmallow test didn't predict success based on raw willpower. It predicted how kids felt about uncertainty and their environment's reliability. What you are about to learn will surprise you as we uncover real-life transformations that completely redefine this concept. These individuals didn't just pass a test. They thoughtfully rewired their brains and their lives without ever stepping into a lab. Take the inspiring journey of a single mother in New York. Faced with immense challenges and the aftermath of deeply difficult circumstances, she didn't attempt monumental feats of self-control. Instead, she embraced micro-habits, like a single minute of mindfulness each day. These tiny, consistent actions became her pillars, slowly building immense resilience and well-being. Or consider a teenager navigating ADHD, who ingeniously redefined delayed gratification by gamifying their goals. Instead of battling constant urges, they earned points for skipping social media or completing tasks, turning discipline into an engaging quest. Isn't it fascinating how different cultures approach what we call success? Many indigenous communities, for example, instinctively prioritize community-based rewards and collective well-being over individual delayed gratification, understanding that true prosperity is shared. Success isn't merely about waiting, it's about aligning rewards with your deepest values and creating systems that support your unique journey. And later, we'll uncover 3 radical exercises you can use right now to hack your brain's now bias. Now, let's pivot from understanding to immediate action. Are you ready to redefine your relationship with time and desire right now, with absolutely no willpower required? Try these 3 exercises that bypass your brain's natural tendency to seek instant rewards. First, the 5-minute rule. Pick one task you've been avoiding, something small you dread. Commit to doing it for just 5 minutes. You'll be amazed how often, once you start, 90% of the time, you'll simply keep going. Second, engage in future self-visualization. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine your future self, looking back at this exact moment saying, "I wish you had done X." What is that X? Write it down. This simple act creates an emotional connection to your future self. Finally, try the cost of instant gratification calculator. Use a free app or even a simple spreadsheet to track how much you're spending on immediate, fleeting rewards versus investing in your long-term goals. Seeing the numbers can be incredibly motivating. What if a few minutes could genuinely shift your entire day? Comment, "I did number 1, and I'll share a secret from the 2014 follow-up study that deepens our understanding of these practices." Why does your brain sometimes feel like it hates waiting? Let's go deeper into the invisible forces at play. From a neuroscience perspective, our dopamine system is incredibly powerful, and it rewards not just the reward itself, but the anticipation of it. So, waiting can actually feel good, but only if you genuinely trust the outcome. If that trust is absent, the wait becomes a source of stress, not anticipation. Evolutionarily speaking, our human ancestors evolved to prioritize immediate survival. For hunter-gatherers, a distant reward was a gamble. An immediate meal meant staying alive. Delayed gratification was a luxury, a strategy that only became reliably beneficial in more stable environments. Have you ever wondered about the ancient roots of your modern struggles with patience? Economics introduces the time value of money, which isn't just about interest rates. It's profoundly about perceived risk. Why do people take loans for instant purchases? Because the perceived risk of waiting for a larger sum in an uncertain future outweighs the immediate satisfaction. Your brain is much like a squirrel hoarding nuts. It's wired to save and plan, but only if it truly believes the winter is coming, and its efforts will be rewarded. What you are about to learn will surprise you as we uncover how too much self-control might actually be working against you. Is it possible that your greatest strength could also be your undoing? What if exerting too much self-control is actually harmful? Psychology reveals a phenomenon called self-control fatigue. When you constantly overexert your willpower, say through strict dieting or enduring excessively long work hours, your mental reserves become depleted. This often leads to an ironic backlash, impulsivity later on, when your defenses are down. Think about it for a second. Could your attempts at rigid discipline be setting you up for failure? This is vividly illustrated by the white bear paradox. Trying not to think about a marshmallow makes you think about it more. The act of suppression ironically intensifies the very thought you wish to avoid. We've even seen studies where overly disciplined individuals sometimes faltered in creative fields, precisely because their extreme control suppressed the very spontaneity and free-flowing ideas essential for innovation. The marshmallow test didn't truly teach control. It taught trust in a system that might fail you. And as we near our conclusion, we'll explore powerful metaphors that completely reframe our understanding of this entire journey. What if we could see delayed gratification not as a burden, but as a powerful tool for connection and growth? Think of delayed gratification not as a simple choice between one treat now or two later, but as a journey through a time machine. The marshmallow isn't just a treat, it's a time bomb of potential. Waiting isn't about resisting temptation, it's about actively investing in a future you can't yet fully see, trusting that your actions today will yield dividends tomorrow. Consider your brain not as a battleground of two selves, but as a skilled negotiator. Delayed gratification, then, isn't a fight. It's a negotiation between your primal desire for immediate safety and comfort and your profound, evolving desire for growth and long-term fulfillment. How does your past truly influence your perception of tomorrow? The marshmallow test, in its truest form, acts as a mirror. It doesn't just show your willpower. It deeply reflects how your past experiences, your environment, and your learned trust, or lack thereof, have shaped your entire view of the future. These metaphors shift our perspective from a rigid test of character to a dynamic understanding of our inner landscape. This isn't about striving to be better in the traditional sense. It's about understanding the profound psychological and environmental forces that sometimes make us feel stuck. We must move beyond the willpower myth, recognizing that no amount of individual motivation alone can fix systemic issues like widespread poverty, the lasting impact of trauma, or unstable social structures. Our focus here is on context. The marshmallow test, as we've explored, is truly a mirror, not a map. It doesn't hand you a simple solution. Instead, it reveals intricate patterns about how you perceive your world and your future. You don't necessarily need to hack your brain with endless tricks. What you truly need is a nuanced understanding of yourself, your environment, and the stories you tell yourself about waiting and rewarding. This journey of understanding empowers you to create strategies that genuinely resonate with your unique experiences and aspirations. What do you think? Share in the comments your biggest takeaway or a time when the marshmallow test's traditional wisdom didn't quite apply to your life. Your insights add to our collective understanding.